Together with Earle Sports Bets, yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim. And today, we got a decent slate. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hockey games, 13 hockey games. And we have 6 games in the NBA. So we have an action-packed slate for today. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we'll take a look back at what happened yesterday. One went right, one went wrong in the world of sports betting. And looking at it, we start off 2024 on the right note here. Started off with the NHL, Kraken money line, easy winner, 3-0 shutout win for the Kraken. Joey Decord, the first shutout in Winter Classic history. That was very nice.
And first shutout in Safeco Park.
Yeah, first shutout. No, because there's been pitchers that throw shutouts.
No, in hockey.
Fernandez did.
First hockey shutout in Safeco Park.
Yeah. The NBA was slightly down for me. I had the under 223 Knicks and T-Wolves, which came through. Houston -5 was a loser, but the full game was a winner. I got stupid grabbing the first half of there. Indiana, Milwaukee over 260 was a loser. The Dallas, Utah under 245.5 was an easy winner. Portland +11.5 and +450 was a bad loser. And then the fun part of the day, what I spent most of my day watching, was the college football playoffs. And obviously, big winner on the Michigan Wolverines yesterday. I put a full unit on that compared to my normal half units for college football. So I was really confident about the Wolverines. Great comeback win for them. And I'm staring right at them, -4.5, 5 for the national championship game. Feels very similar to TCU Georgia last year. Stylistically, I think this is not a good matchup for Washington.
We'll get it. A blowout, but yeah.
Not going to be as much of a blowout, but Michigan by double digits, I think, in the championship game. Both games were very close, which also brings up the second game. How about them Huskies? +4 and +155 get the job done against Texas yesterday. Very, very nice to see Washington show up and look good. And we get Michigan, Washington, which is going to be, I think, a decent
rematch
final.
Is 1993.
Rematch in 1993.
National championship.
Yeah, so Washington looked good yesterday, and I expect them to continue. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Right. Washington looked good. Michigan looked good. They got the job done. Up 1.81 units, 3-0 in college football yesterday. Overall, 7-4, up 2.55 units. Starting the new year in the black. It's always a nice thing to do, and hopefully we'll continue that today.
Yeah, it's always nice to start the new year in the positive. We had a really good day yesterday, Nick. The only 2 games that we lost were in basketball. We lost our first play of the year with the under in the Drexel game. That one wasn't even close. And I lost the over in the Pacer game. It happens. Pacers scored 122 points. I figured that would be enough. The winners yesterday was Oregon, -17.5. Looked a little sketchy after the first quarter. Did not look sketchy at halftime and looked fantastic at the end of the game. The New York Knicks money line, nice little winner there. I don't trust the Timberwolves on the road. You're going to see a little bit of regression from them, and it started there. Obviously, you mentioned Seattle money line winner there. Starting off the soccer year with a win over in the Liverpool-Newcastle game. I do have what is it? Something ham today.
West Ham.
West Ham, thank you. West Ham today in soccer myself. Michigan, nice winner there. Toronto -2.5, never in doubt. And we finished off the night. Nick, remember like a couple weeks ago, Dallas beat Utah by 50 points?
Yeah.
I don't think Utah was particularly happy with that. So they went and beat them by 37. Yeah. Plus 135, never in doubt. Happy I added that one. We ended up finishing 7-2 to start the year, up 5.52 units. Ready for another big day today. I know we got 8 college basketball plays on the card, 5 NHL on the site. There will be one. There's a soccer. There's 3 NBA. Lots of stuff up on the site today. So ready to kind of jump into all of that goodness.
Fair. Head to the chat and we'll get into the show, Tim.
Let's do it. The Twins are back. Let's go. Let's get it. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Yep. Huskies won. Double down on the Huskies when they went to overtime. They went to overtime?
No.
Okay. Under in the Vegas game, over in the Suns game. There you go. Lost Nuggets team total, but cashed on James Harden double-double. Nuggets didn't get the team total? What did they do yesterday? Oh, they put up 111 points and won by 18. Okay. Ain't no way Jordan Clarkson got a triple-double. Did he actually? Holy shit.
Off the bench.
Well, I guess that makes – wow. I'm looking at the scoreboard on that now. The Jazz won the fourth quarter 34-11.
Yeah, and I saw a clip from last night with the Jazz coach. He looked at Jordan Clarkson, and he said, "Give me one more rebound, and then I can sit you."
He wanted a triple-double.
Mm-hmm. And then immediately he gets the rebound, and they call timeout, and he goes to the bench.
Nice. The Liverpool game was crazy. Both teams scored over 3.5, never in doubt. Nice, dude. Hopefully we can get West Ham today. All right. Ready to jump into some hockey for today?
Yeah. Let's get started with this matchup here between the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Boston Bruins. The Bruins -225 road favorites with a total of 6.5 in this game. Let's get into the line history in this spot here. Let's get up what do you call it? There we go. Where this line opened up with Boston at 220, got up to a 225, down to a 218, back to a 220. No line movement there. Line opened up 6.5 at +102, got up to a 104, back to a 102. So really no line movement on anything for this game. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this spot here, where we have 81% of the tickets, 78% of the cash on the Bruins money line, but 67% of the tickets and 60% of the cash on the Blue Jackets puck line, which is kind of interesting there. The dog puck line getting a little bit more love than the dog money line. And then 43% of the tickets, 67% of the cash on the under. So some market love towards this under here as well. Let's get up my projections for this game. Well, I do have the Bruins as a favorite, obviously, but I have them more along the lines of 210, 215 range. Really no interest in that. I have this game projected for 6.2 goals, so it's a lean towards the under for me. I don't know if I'm going to end up getting involved with it, but it would be under or nothing, under 6.5, $1.20. I don't think it's a bad look. This Boston Bruins team, I believe, is going to be more of an under team going forward. And they've played back-to-back overs, 5-2 against New Jersey, 5-3 against Detroit, but those are two teams that struggle defensively. Previous to that, 4-1, 3-2, 5-1. They did have a 4-3, 2-1, a 5-4, 2-1. So they can alternate here. Columbus is no stranger to an overtime. 3 straight overtime games, 4 of their last 5, and 5 of their last 8 have needed more than 60 minutes. And on the Boston side, 4 of their last 9 have needed more than 60 minutes. So maybe the draw in this game here. Let me take a look at what that draw is. I'm kind of interested in it. NHL regulation time. Now I'm looking for three-way money line Bruins and Blue Jackets, and we're seeing plus 350. Sign me up for a little bit of that. Plus 350. Boston Columbus draw.
Yeah, I don't think I'm not doing that. I'm I'm going to be on Boston. The Bruins seem to have gotten their stuff together. They've won their last 3 games against Buffalo, New Jersey, and Detroit. 2 of those being playoff teams. They're starting to look a lot better since coming back from the Christmas break. And I'm going to start riding this team again because they look good. Their puck line's plus 110. So I don't think this game's going to overtime. I grab their puck line here. I grab some player props to go along with Boston. Brad Marchand over 1.5 points at plus 150. He's not getting in the back of the net, but he's assisting a bunch. So I'm going to go with that. Coyle and Geeky anytime points as well. Coyle minus 115, Geeky even money. I believe Geeky is still top lining. If that's the case, you're getting some nice value there. Even money to get a point when David Pastrnak. Dude, Pastrnak,
Morgan Geeky is still on the top line with Zacha and Pastrnak.
Yeah, Pastrnak is impossible to bet. His assist prop minus 225. Over 1.5 assists plus 140, but I'm not going after that. His goal scorer prop is minus 130. His goal scorer prop is minus 130. I kind of want to take Pasta no goal. Actually, I'm going to do that. I'm going to take Pasta no goal. I know that's kind of against what I'm betting here, but I can get that at even money. So sign me up for David Pastrnak not to score a goal as well. There you go. There's a bunch of player props from the Boston side. Not touching anything Columbus related. I think it's all Boston. I think they win this one like 5-0.
I don't even think no. I think this is a close game.
I don't think so, but oh shit! I might have to go look at something. Go ahead, Fernando. Bruins puck line, yes. No draw. Yeah, I'm not.
That's bold. Saying minus 225 will not go to overtime.
Yeah. All right. I know that we're against each other on this one, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and this is kind of shocking. This line movement as well. Line opened up at a 125. It's down to a 110 now, which is kind of having me a little bit worried here in this spot. And the line opened up at a 6 at plus 102. It's now a 6 at plus 103. So a 1 cent line movement towards the under and a move towards the Hurricanes in this game, which kind of surprised me. But yet, now looking at it, doesn't as much because 61% of the tickets and 52% of the cash is on the Hurricanes in this game, which is kind of interesting that the majority of tickets are coming in on the Hurricanes in this one. Then we have 22% of the tickets, 62% of the cash is on the under in this spot as well. Taking a look at this game for me, I think this is just disrespectful. Whether it's Quick or Shesterkin, this line should not be where it is. And maybe I'm just falling for a trap. But sometimes in the NHL, if something looks too easy, sometimes it actually is. That's one of those only sports I've noticed where sometimes these too easy plays hit. And we've seen this plenty of times where we see the Rangers as short home favorites, and we're thinking, oh, this is a trap, this is a trap, this is a trap, and they'll go out and win 5-1. I'm on the Rangers. I got him at minus 120. I couldn't pass up that number, and if I'm falling for a trap, so be it. This is a Rangers team that is 12-4 at home this year compared to a Carolina Hurricanes team where I kind of starting to figure them out. You fade them on the road, you back them at home. Or you don't fade them at home. They're 10-3-3 at home. They're 10-1 on the road. This is a team that struggled away from PNC Arena. And you look at this matchup between these two teams. The Rangers have won 2 in a row, 6 of their last 7, and 8 of their last 10 against these Carolina Hurricanes. It's been just a dominating series for these New York Rangers, and I think they get the job done today. Rangers, for me, at minus 115. Minus 120 range. If you want to get frisky, take the puck line at 210.
I'm not going to talk anybody off of if you're going to grab the Rangers, grabbing a puck line. But I actually have a little bit in this game. And one of the big things is I'm going to be on the Canes. So I'm against you on that. I feel like the Hurricanes have just gotten their stuff together. And they just look like a little bit of a different team from like a week ago, not a week ago, but like a couple weeks ago, where they were losing, they were fading. They were a fade team. I don't really see them as much as a fade team anymore, considering that they've won 3 in a row. That was an impressive win against Toronto, where they should have covered the puck line. So on the opposite side, you get the Rangers, who are also a really solid team. They've won 3 out of 4, 6 out of 8. I just feel like the Rangers should be a bigger favorite, which kind of why it pushed me towards the Canes. I'm also on the over in this game. I see some goals. And with that being said, with goals, let's grab some goal scorer props. 4 of them, 2 on each side. On the Carolina Hurricanes side, I'm gonna be original. I'm gonna go Andrei Svechnikov and Sebastian Aho. And then on the Rangers side, let's go Mika Zibanejad and Alteri Panarin. Figured I go a little bit on the outside, not really picking the popular players here. Okay, well, I do have those goal scorer props. Svechnikov, 215, Aho, 170, Zibanejad, 200, Panarin, 150. Hoping to hit hoping I can split even on that game. If I can go 3-3 on that game, I'll be profitable. I'll be happy.
Yeah. Also, if you're looking for point props, I don't know the number for it, but Vincent Trocheck, he has 3 goals, 8 assists in his last 10 games. He's about a point per player type of guy. If you're looking for a little bit of, if you're looking for a little bit of value here, I'm trying to find. There's not really any of those guys who are like really producing that are like lower down the lineup. Will Cooley has 3 goals in his last 10 games on the third line with Bonino and Brzezinski. Jimmy Busey has 2 goals, but nothing crazy there. It's mainly the top line. Blake Wheeler props 3 goals, 6 assists in his last 10 games. He's on that top line with Kreider and Zibanejad. So maybe that's an interesting look as well.
There you go.
I want to see what Wheeler's props are.
Are you able to go to the chat? I'm tracking everything on BetStamp, and I'm going to get the card out to the members only.
Yeah, I'm just looking up one quick thing. Do they not have Blake Wheeler? They don't have Blake Wheeler props.
I saw his props on BetStamp.
Yeah, they're not on my book. That's annoying. This is why I need FanDuel. Hurry up, North Carolina. Draw for Fernando. ESB, my guys. What's good, Nathan?
I can see the draw on the Rangers game for sure.
Yeah, I can. I can see the draw. This one.
3-3 draw.
Yeah. We'll move on to the next game, though. And this game's super tricky for me because I'm waiting on news on this one here. Because as crazy as it sounds, there is this much of a significance in goaltending for the Washington Capitals. And we'll get into that here. And I would like a confirmation of the goaltender before I make a move on this game, because it'll drastically change my thoughts on the game. Because one goaltender for Washington has been really, really good this year. The other is not. But let's get into it here, where we have the Pittsburgh Penguins opened up as $1.80 favorites. They're down to $1.73. So a 7-cent line movement towards Washington. Line opened up at a 6. It's down to a 5.5 on some spots. So line move towards the under, and a line move towards the Washington Capitals. We have 77% of the tickets and 99% of the cash is on the under. The line's moved towards the under. It's gone from 6 to 5.5. We have 62% of the tickets and 61% of cash is on the Penguins, and yet this line's moving towards Washington, which tells me Washington is a live dog in this game. Now, I'm not making a move on this game until I know if it's Darcy or if it's Lindgren. Lindgren has been a really strong goaltender this year for the Washington Capitals. Darcy Kemper, not as much. If it's Darcy, I'm leaning Penguins -1. If it's Lindgren, I want the Caps. And yes, the goaltending makes that big of a difference in this matchup, where it would flip my thoughts on this game, on who is in between the pipes for the Washington Capitals. So I'm going to wait for confirmations, and I'll probably bet this game later in the day once I get that confirmation. Lindgren, give me the Caps. Darcy, give me the Pens. That's kind of where I'm approaching here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the. I'm gonna have one play in this game. And it's going to be probably the most what would you call it? The most square play that you'll be able to have on the board.
OV point and Crosby point.
An OV point and a Crosby point, which looks to be quite juicy. OV plus Crosby, anytime point parlay is plus 114.
Wow.
And it's because Crosby's point, to get a point is minus 300. So, but whenever they play against each other, they always want to show up against each other. So I kind of like the rivalry back and forth with them too. I'm not choosing a side in this game, not choosing a total. I'm just going to ride OV Crosby anytime point parlay.
Yeah,
Nice.
and it's kind of crazy looking at some of these numbers here. Evgeny Kuznetsov, if you're looking for props, here's one I don't suggest very often. Evgeny Kuznetsov under half a point. He has no goals and no assists in his last 10 games.
So he's due.
You can get that for minus 143.
So he's due.
Yep. Evgeny Kuznetsov under half a point, I think, has some merit to it. He's on the third line with LaPierre and Phillips. So they've bumped Connor McMichael up to the second line, who has 1 goal and 1 assist in his last 10 games. So that's kind of interesting as well. This Washington Capitals team, I'm shocked where they are right now because they are not scoring at all. Tom Wilson, 1 goal and 2 assists in his last 10 games. Ovechkin, 2 goals, 4 assists in his last 10 games. I mean, the team that in the last 10 games that's leading them in goals scored is Anthony Mantha. 5 goals, 2 assists in his last 10 games. If you're looking for a prop, there may be Anthony Mantha. But with that being said, I have absolutely no interest in this in any props for this game. Dylan Strome would be the only one I can look at for the Capitals in this game. But if it's Darcy, maybe you look towards the Penguin side.
There you go.
Back to the chat. And it's Igor for the Rangers tonight. He's projected.
What is the what did you leave off in the chat?
Yeah.
Love the Pens here. If you're going to bet the Pens, you got to puck line them. Plus 150. Under, I can see the under. A draw, I don't see the draw. Lindgren is out, confirmed.
Is he? Oh, it's Hunter. Hunter Shepard's the back. Okay, yeah. I'm going to move on the Penguins. I'm going to do that. I didn't notice that. I appreciate you mentioning that. Yep, I totally blanked on that one.
There you go. Had Clippers -7 in the under. Game ends at 120. Oh, wow. What? Oh, you had the over. You had the over. I was about to say, because that finished 225. That got the under. I don't think I have many leans in the draws today. Too many leans in draws today. You think you have too many? Hey. Sometimes you'll get some draws. You could easily see a draw in this game though.
Yep. Sorry, I'm punching in my bet for the Penguins right now. So
I'm trying to figure out this game. I'm not really sure what I want to go with.
I got my Penguins bet all set up and ready to go. But let's get into this one here. I've already moved on this one here. We have the Dallas Stars as about $3 favorites, total of 6.5 in this game against the Montreal Canadiens. We have this game open up at a 285. It's up to a 291 now. So a move towards these Dallas Stars. Might open up at a 6.5 at -108 to 6.5 at -103 now. So it's a move towards the under here as well. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game where we have – really, this is one of those games I can care less about the cash flow. 99% of the tickets are on the Stars. No cash, though. We don't know that. 50-50 on the tickets for the puck line, 52% towards the Canadiens. 57% of the tickets, 77% of the cash on the over in this game as well. And I have this game projected pretty close, actually. I moved on Montreal, plus 225 in this game. Could I see a draw on this one as well? Yeah. Matter of fact, let me take a deeper dive on this draw potential here. 4 of the last 10 for Montreal have gone to overtime. 4 of the last 7 for Dallas. So this is definitely a good draw candidate, especially with Dallas being minus 295. I can very well see this being one of those games where they take care of business and where they or not take care of business, where this game goes to overtime. Because and you get a good payout because it's such a big line. So just quickly locking in that Penguins -1, -115. Now let's find the three-way line here. Canadians and Stars. I might go draw dog split here. Yep. Plus 350. Montreal Canadiens, Dallas Stars draw as well. That is plus 225 Montreal Canadiens.
Yes. I was able to get the Canadians around 250 on the money line. I got the draw at 400. And I like the under as well. I see this one as a 2-2 game going into overtime. I'm not playing any player props in this one. I just went straight forwards with this game. Montreal, the under, and the draw. I just played this one easily.
Yep, and if you're looking for Montreal props, there's the obvious ones. There's Cole Caulfield and Nick Suzuki. One that I was kind of looking at here a little bit, who is kind of heated up as of late. Now he's only got 2 goals in his last 5 games, but he's got 5 in his last 10. Josh Anderson on that second line with Sean Monahan and Jesse Lonen. I think it's a good look there for Anderson to get a goal in that spot. So that's something to keep an eye out for. Mike Matheson for a point could be an interesting look. He has 1 goal, 8 assists in his last 10 games as well. So lean in that direction as well. But I'd be looking towards Caulfield, Suzuki, Anderson type of player props if you're liking Montreal in this game.
Yeah, there you go. I remember last game because last game was what? Them against Florida? No, they played Tampa. I remember the game against Florida. I had Caulfield goal and Suzuki assist. The only goal of the game for them was Caulfield from Suzuki. So that was nice. But I'm not touching any player props for that one.
Fair.
Yes, sir. What's up, Justin? Stack pods, Orlando Magic, plus 3.5. I like it. I'm on it. Habaneros. I can see that. That means we're going to overtime, so I'm down. It doesn't mean that. Sorry. It means that it should be close at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another one that's interesting.
Yeah, this is one that I don't know if I'm going to get involved with it, but it definitely has some interest for me because we have the Predators as minus 265 favorites in this game, total 6.5, which is kind of bonkers, the number that this is. Line opened up at a 250, it's up to a 265, and people are betting the Preds at this number. Line opened up at a 6.5 plus 107 to 6.5 at plus 102. Now it's up to a 107. So a slight move towards the under here as well. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game here. We have 88% of the tickets, 72% of cash on the Preds money line. 67% of the tickets are on the puck line for the Blackhawks, though. 41% of the tickets and 75% of the cash is on the over, yet this line's moved towards the under in this spot here. Obviously, I don't see any value here with Nashville. The question is, do you want to take some Chicago? And that is, I think, a legitimate question. And for me, probably no. I'm not particularly interested in Chicago action here in this game. I'm just going to lean towards the Blackhawks in this spot and just stay off this game in general. So it's a pass for me.
How about a dog draw game again? Blackhawks plus 225, draw at $4. And my standard play for Blackhawks games, Nick?
Bedard goal.
There you go. Bedard's the rookie of the year. He's going to win the Calder. We're not really selling anything short there. I think he continues to have a big year. And I think there's a real shot that you can get a win from the Blackhawks tonight. So I'll take a shot plus 225 for the Blackhawks, $4 for the draw, 180 for Bedard's goal.
There you go.
Morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Untouchable. Leaning Predators puck line. Nope.
Predators Parkland now. We'll move on, though. We got a decent amount of games still to go. I've got action in the next 3 games here, where we have the Calgary Flames and the Minnesota Wild. The Flames minus 110 favorites, total of 6 in this spot. I have moved on this game. Let's get into it here, where we have this line. Let me find my wrong tab, right tab. There we go. Let's find. Here we go. Chicago, Minnesota. Well, our Calgary, Minnesota. Line opened up at a 115 for Minnesota. It's down to a 103 now for the Wild. 12-cent line movement towards these Flames in this game. Line opened up at a 6 minus 108. It's a 6 at minus 104 now. So the line's moved towards the under, and the line has moved towards the Flames in this game here. We have 90% of the tickets, 96% of the cash is on the Flames, but only 1,500 tickets. So, and the line has moved. So the books are showing a little bit of concern with that. 56% of the tickets, 61% of the cash on the over there. And I did move on Calgary last night. I'm on the Flames in this game. I have them projected as around minus 130, minus 135 favorites in this game. I have Markstrom and Fleury. Gustafson's going to be out for a little bit, and so is Kaprizov. And I think the Wild are going to be a bet against team as long as they have Marc-Andre Fleury as their everyday starter during this injury for them. So that's something to keep an eye out for. And Zane McIntyre is their backup goaltender right now, who I don't think has any experience in the NHL at the moment. So kind of something to keep your eye out for. I believe with the injury, Marcus Johansson moves up to the top line, and Nick Petan goes to the second line. So if you're looking for a little bit of a bargain bin type of play, Nick Petan on the second line with Rossi and Hartman could be an interesting look. Marcus Johansson on the Minnesota side. I'm on the Calgary side in this one here. I was just listing out a couple players. So if you like Minnesota, the line, with their line moving up and down, with the line moves, whatever. If you're looking at Calgary props, it starts and begins with Igor Sharangovich. 6 goals, 4 assists in the last 10 games. Blake Coleman, 6 goals, 5 assists in the last 10 games. Nazem Kadri, 5 goals and 4 assists in the last 10 games. Have all been kind of on fire there. So that's maybe something to look at there. But I like the Flames in this spot here.
Man, it's nice that you just read off my player props like that. That's kind of funny. I am on the Flames as well. And as I said, you read off my sheet. I got Kadri anytime assist at 190. He's been more of an assist guy. I know he's been scoring as of late, but that. And then Coleman and Sharangovich, both of them at 250. You kind of just went and read off my card there. And then I'm on Johansson anytime point for the Wild because, as you mentioned earlier, he moved up on lines. So it's kind of I like that spot, and he kind of he's the fill-in for Kaprizov. So I had to take somebody from the Wild as well because I don't think the Wild gets shut out today. But I do kind of lean towards an under. But I got Sharangovich and Coleman both scoring 250. And then Kadri at 190. And then the Johansson points plus 110. So that's where I'm going to ride for the Calgary Wild game.
Fair. Back to the chat.
Bucks prevented my NBA sweep, and the Texas game sucked. Only bowl game loss for me. That's rough. I had Texas too. I had a lot more in Michigan, but unfortunately, I don't think the championship's going to be close now. Draw on the under. I don't see the draw for the Wild game. Wild or toast. No, they could still win, but I just think the Flames get this one. Morning, guys. Morning, Michael. Bruins smash. Yes, I'm on the Bruins today. Bruins puck line. Marchand over 1.5 points. Coyle point. Geeky point. But I will say Pasta, no goal today. Even money. What's your guys' opinion on the championship game? I was kind of leaning Washington. I kind of feel Michigan already won their championship game versus Bama. No, I'm on Michigan. I feel like it's a job's not done deal for Michigan. I think they take care of business against Washington.
Yeah, I'm leaning Michigan. In that game, it's already up to a 5.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Should we put it?
No, it's back down to a 4.5. It's back down to a 4.5, but it opened up at a 4. It opened up at a 4. Got up to a 4. It got up to a 5 at one point, and I've been seeing, early ticket counts for that game, according to Dave Mason from Bet Online, is 71% of the tickets on the Washington Huskies plus the points. 80% of the tickets are on the money line, and 76% of the tickets are on the over. Gotcha. I will be on Michigan. I will be on Michigan in that game. And Gustafson is listed as week to week for Minnesota, and Kaprizov will miss 1 to 2 weeks.
Yep.
As the official injuries there. I just got a notification for that as well. So interesting timing on that.
From ESPN Terry?
No, from Daily Faceoff Twitter page.
I was joking.
No, you're good. We'll move on to the next matchup here. The Winnipeg Jets taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Jets open up at 125. They're up to a 135. Line opened up at 6.5 at plus 102. It's down to a 6. So a move towards the under and a move towards Winnipeg. In this game, 85% of the tickets, 98% of the cash is on Winnipeg here. 60% of the tickets and 91% of the cash on the under. The lines move towards the under, and the lines move towards Winnipeg. So everything makes sense here for the market standpoint. And for me in this game, I see value on Winnipeg in this spot. I have them around 165, 170 favorites in this game. And when we look at what Tampa Bay has done this year, they've kind of fallen off. And Winnipeg has been one of those sneaky teams that, don't look now, they're second in the Central right now. And this has been a series that Winnipeg has kind of played well against Tampa. They've won 3 in a row against Tampa, 4 of their last 5, and 7 of their last 10 against the Lightning. The Jets have received points in 8 straight games. The only one they didn't was against the Sharks of all teams. They lost 2-1 in reg there, but since then 5-2 against the Kings, 6-2 against the Avalanche. They lost 3-2 to the Canadiens, but they win 5-2 against Detroit, 5-1 against Boston, lose 2-1 in overtime against Chicago, but then beat the Wild back-to-back games. And that's tough to do when it's back-to-back days. Same opponent back-to-back days. That's tough to do. And Tampa coming in off of a 4-3 win against Montreal, where when you look at the advanced stats, they got outplayed. They got outplayed in that game. They should not have won that game. But previous to that, they lost to the Rangers and the Panthers. I think there's value on Winnipeg in this spot. I laid the $1.35 with the Jets in this game.
I took the puck line at 180. And I'm also looking towards some player props. I will say, I know I'm on the Jets. If you're not betting Nikita Kucherov to score a goal, you're missing out on money. He's been one of the hottest players in hockey. He's going to make it very competitive with Austin Matthews for the MVP. Nikita Kucherov has been just that good. And yes, it's to the point where even if I'm betting against the Lightning, you have to add him to the card. What has he got this year? 26 goals and 35 assists, 61 points. That is number 1 on that team by a lot, because number 2 is Braden Point with 39 points. So Kucherov has just been on fire every single game. You look at here's his last 10 games. Montreal, he had a goal. Is this here? Here's just points in general. 2 points against Montreal, 1 against the Rangers, 1 against Florida. Okay, nothing against Washington. 3 against Vegas, 2 against St. Louis, 2 against Calgary, 3 against Edmonton, 0 against Vancouver. I think they got shut out that game, and 3 against Seattle. Kucherov has just been. I don't have to beat the dead horse. He's been an MVP this year. And I think he's. Let's see. Is he the highest?
Plus 350 to win the Hart Trophy.
That's. I definitely feel like there's value there. That's fine.
The only person who's favored higher than him is McDavid.
Nikita Kucherov is number 1 in points this year. He's number 2 in goals, only behind Austin Matthews. He's number 2 in assists behind Nathan McKinnon. He has been arguably the best goalie, best player in hockey. By the way, Nick, you know which goalie has the most amount of wins?
Hellbuck.
Hellbuck has 17. He's currently tied with second with Demko and Bobrovsky. Number 1 is Alexander Georgiev. 19 wins.
Yeah, because they start him every game.
Yeah. Most shutouts this year is your boy Tristan Jarry. Sorry, I had to say it. On the opposite side, I do have Mondesi, anytime assist, and Scheifele, anytime goal. That's the other 2 props I'm riding with it. So Jets puck line, Kucherov, Morrissey assist, and Scheifele goal. All of that plus money.
Back to the chat.
Thanks, guys, of course. Jets and the under Scheifele goal. Yes, Scheifele goal. Well, yeah, no need to remind us that the Wild suck. Buenos dias. Buenos dias, EQ. Hello. This one should be fun, Nick.
Yeah, I've moved on this game too. I got a decent amount of plays on this slate that I moved on last night that now I'm a little bit nervous with this game because of who they announced was the goaltender now for Arizona, but let's get into it. The Panthers minus 160 favorites, total 6.5 in this game. Line opened up at a 155. It's up to a 161. So the lines move towards Florida. Line opened up at a 6.5. It's down to a 6. So the lines move towards the under here as well. We have 86% of the tickets, 98% of the cash on the under. Lines moved in that direction. We have 46% of the tickets and 80% of the cash is on the Panthers. The lines move towards them. It makes sense now. But looking at this game here, now I capped this with Ingram and net, which obviously it's not going to be Ingram. It is going to be Vejmelka, which has been the lesser of the 2 goaltenders this year, which I did not think was going to be the case. But Vejmelka's gotten better as of late. He hasn't been a complete sieve. He's almost back to an equal 0 goals saved above average. And actually, if I knew this was going to be Vejmelka, I probably would not have moved on this game. But Murray locked into it. Nothing I can do now. I'm on the Coyotes in this spot at plus 140 in this game. And when you look at Arizona here, now I've been harping on the Florida train. I've been leading the charge with backing Florida this year. And they've treated me well at home. Like, this is a really, really good home team, Florida is. They're only 10-7-2 on the road. So they've kind of struggled away from FLA Live Arena. And don't look now, this Arizona Coyotes team is getting their act together. They've won 2 in a row and 6 of their last 7 games. And at home, this team is absolutely ridiculous. I want to see how many games they've won in a row at home. At home, they beat they beat the Avalanche 5-4 in overtime. They came back from down 4-0 in that game. They beat the Senators 4-3. They beat the Sabres 2-0. They beat the Sharks 1-0. They lost to the Flyers, but they beat the Capitals 6-0. They beat the Blues 4-1. They beat the Avs 4-3. They beat the Lightning 3-1, all at home. This is a really good home team, and this has been a nice little home arena, the mullet, for these Arizona Coyotes. And I think this is another one of those spots where Florida's coming in off of 4 straight wins. Now they on a homestand. Now they hit the road for 4 games: Arizona, Vegas, Colorado, St. Louis. So this is going to be an interesting little road trip here for the Panthers. I think it doesn't start off particularly well here. Going a little ow, 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 woo! Arizona Coyotes plus 140 for me.
All right, I'll jump on the Yotes with you. This is a Yotes team that's hot right now. I can get them at a plus money dog price at home. A team that's won 6 out of the last 7 games. Sign me up. I will say, have these two teams played at all this year? I don't think they have. I believe this is their first meeting of the year. It is. I think the Yotes are going to be a solid, they're a solid team right now. They're a playoff team right now, which is crazy to think of. Let's pull that up. Arizona is currently the 8th seed in the playoffs, which is crazy. Right now, they would go up against Vancouver in the first round. So that's fun to see. Florida, another one. And I mean, I'm not selling them short at all, but I'm going to be on the Yotes. I'm also going to be on the over because I could definitely see some goals. I got over 6 at minus 115. And then 3 player props for this one. I'll take an assist prop with Mr. Kerfoot. And that's plus 225. He is the leading assist. He is the assist leader for the second place in assist for the Yotes. McAley is the top one, but I believe he was out because I couldn't find his. Oh no, here he is.
Mateus Maccelli, 2 goals, 7 assists in his last 10 games.
Yeah, he's like plus 140, plus 145 for an assist. But I'm on Kerfoot for that, and then 2 goals, and I chose the 2 goal leaders for the Arizona Coyotes this year, and it's Kraus and Carcone. Kraus is plus 255. Carcone is $5 for a goal. So I want to ride the hotter players on this team, or the ones that have been scoring this year. There you go. Kraus and Carcone, anytime goals. Kerfoot assist, the over, and the Yotes.
Yeah, It's not. I know this player prop is not going to be available on my books. I'm looking on FanDuel here for what this one player is because I've got a bargain bin play for this game.
I could find it on BetStamp for you.
I'm going to find it here because it's going to be a big number. So I'm going to try to find it. I'll let you go back to the chat and then we'll go from there.
Who's Mondesi? It's for Morrissey. Sorry, Morrissey.
Josh Morrissey.
I got to sprinkle Wiley Coyotes and the Desert Dogs. Yep. Under in the team total under for Florida. Sure. I wish I could have taken the Coyotes here. I've bet them at home a handful of times, but the spot is sketchy. I think Nathan Sterna would like this. Have a little Yotes plus 1.5. Ow, ow, ow. I just saw Czech Republic beat Canada in the World Junior Final. Hockey.
Wow.
Nice, dude. There you go. Jesse, I know a guy who's on the Yotes plus 1.5. Plus 1.5. At what, minus 160? I hope nobody's on that. That's a really juicy game play. Ex-Panther Bootstead anytime goal for me.
Yeah. I've got 2 plays that are plus money. One's not as big plus money. A little bit bargain bin hunting here. The first one is just for a point. He has 1 goal and 6 assists in his last 10 games. Sean Durzi. And if you're looking for a bargain bin goal scorer prop, 16-1 here. And I know I wasn't going to get it on my book. 16-1. He has 4 goals in his last 10 games. Michael Kesselring. He is a second-line defenseman for the Coyotes. He has 3 goals in his last 5 games. So he's gotten goals the last few games at 16-1. Worth the shot here. I unfortunately can't bet it because FanDuel is not available to me.
According to BetStamp, it's 1,700 on FanDuel.
Yeah, I'm seeing 16-1 staring at it right now. Michael Kesselring for the Arizona Coyotes.
Happy New Year, Brad. Let's jump into the next one, Nick.
Yeah, I did not move on this game, but let's get
will.
into it. The Edmonton Oilers, 165 favorites, total 6.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here, where Edmonton opened up as 175. They're down to a 170. Line opened up as 6.5 at minus 126. It's down to a 6.5 at minus 110. We have a move towards the under. We have a move towards the Flyers in this game. 70% of the tickets, 95% of the cash is on the Oilers. 55% of the tickets, 88% of the cash on the puck line for the Oilers. 73% of the tickets, 98% of the cash on the over in this game as well. And the lines move towards the under. Now,
no dying.
Trying not to. Now, for me, looking at this game, Skinner's gotten a little bit better. His goalie rating for a while was up in the 1.2s. It's down to a 1.13. The league average is 1. Below 1 is good. And if you put in an average goaltender in this game, it's Oilers -1 all day. And that's the one thing that I think keeping me off of the Oilers. And I was coming into this game really hoping to fade the Flyers. I think the Flyers have overachieved this season. And I do expect some negative regression from them. And I wonder what their prop is to miss the playoffs. Because right now they're in a really good spot, 19, 12, and 5. They're third in the Metro, but I don't think that lasts. I think they fall out of a playoff spot. And I want to look to fade them. But with that being said, it would be Oilers -1 or nothing for me. I can get the Flyers to miss the playoffs at -110. I like that a little bit there. I don't think they continue this all season long. So for me, it's a lean to Oilers -1. Maybe I might pull the trigger on this later in the day, but I'm looking at the Oilers on the -1.
I am on the Oilers. And when it comes to it, I think that this is an Oilers team that's finally making a turn for the better. Against the Flyers that I think, as you mentioned, should be regressing a little bit. And, of course, I had to take some player props on this one. Who else, Nick?
McDavid and Draisaitl.
There you go. Both of them to score a goal, plus 105, 120. And a little bit of another bargain bin one. How about McLeod?
McLeod?
There you go, McLeod. Anytime goal I can get at plus 420.
5 goals and 3 assists in his last 10 games.
I've seen his name pop up. What I've been looking at
That's 5 games. That's 5 games. My bad.
I know. One of the things I've been looking at is because you put on the notifications for all the games. If I see a guy's name pop up a bunch of times, I'm going to remember it. I'm going to start betting it. So I've seen McLeod pop up a bunch of times. I think he scores again tonight. Plus 420 for him to score.
I like
so
that.
Oilers,
that's a nice little bargain bin, Hunter, right there.
Huh?
Nice little bargain bin. 420.
Thank you. And by the way, Nick, just throwing it out there, Sabres to make the playoffs, 9-1.
Stop.
Okay.
Damn, that's -175. I was looking at Evan Bouchard point, and that's -175. Evan Bouchard assist is -114 though. I don't hate that at all. If you're looking for Evan Bouchard props, that's not a bad look.
There you go. Happy New Year. You cashed with the Texans. I think the Texans lose to the Colts on Saturday. Let's hop into what do we got? 4 more hockey games left.
Yep, and we'll move on to Colorado, where we have the Colorado Avalanche and the New York Islanders. The Avalanche opened up 165 up to a 170. The line opened up at a 6 -123. It's a 6 at -125. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game here, where we have 62% of the tickets and 98% of the cash is on the Avalanche, 67% of the tickets, 98% of the cash on the puck line. Lines move slightly towards the Avalanche, nothing crazy though. 50% of the tickets and 70% of the cash on the over. The lines moved towards the over as well in this game. I made a move on this game as well. I'm trying to find my projections for it. Here they are. I have the Avalanche around minus 135, minus 140 favorites in this game. More of the minus 135 range, minus 130 range. I moved on the Islanders at 145. I thought this is a little bit too wide of a spread. And maybe for the Islanders who have somewhat struggled to start off the new year. I mean, or not to start off the new year. They haven't played this year. But they have not. They've kind of gone back and forth wins and losses the last 6 games. They beat Edmonton but lose to Washington. They beat Carolina but lose to Pittsburgh. They beat Washington but lose to Pittsburgh. And now this could be, I think, in line for that win there. Colorado has been dominant at home, though. They're 15-4 at home this year, and they've received points in 5 straight games. The last game they lost was that 3-2 loss, or last game they lost in regulation was 3-2 in Chicago. Now, this is not going to be an easy game for the Islanders, but this is one of those games where maybe if you like the Islanders, it's a dog draw split. The Islanders have not been going to overtime as often the last 10 games, so as they did earlier in the season. They have gone 3 of the last 10 games, but they haven't 4 in a row and 6 of their last 7. So maybe this is a draw split where if you like the Islanders, maybe they force an overtime here in this game. Plus 340, I kind of like that. I'm going to take a small shot at this draw. I'm going to be on Isles Avs draw as well as the Islanders at 145.
I'm going to have 3 plays in this one. The first one is the over. I just see this one being a higher scoring game. The second one is Horvat and Barzell anytime point parlay. That's plus 150. And because one of the prices was a little bit like crazy, I'm going to take a different time. This one's going to be a little bit more of a juicy parlay, plus 215. So it's not as juicy as I thought. And this one's going to be on the Avalanche side. I'm going to take a Nathan McKinnon goal and parlay with a Mikko Rantanen assist. So goal, assist for those 2 guys. It could happen in 1 goal. And that's plus 215. So those are the ones I'm going to ride. I wanted to bet McKinnon goal by itself, but it's minus 120. So
yeah.
I didn't feel like that was worth it. Rantanen's assist is minus 190. I figure parlay them together, you get a nice thing. And most of the time, you'll see Colorado Avalanche goal scored by Nathan McKinnon, assisted by Mikko Rantanen. So that's why I'm going to ride it. Over Barzell and Bo, and then McKinnon and Rantanen.
Yep. And if you're looking for a little bit, if you're looking for other player props, Brock Nelson, 5 goals, 5 assists in his last 10 games. And somebody who's kind of woken up a little bit the last 5-ish games. Now, granted, he had a 4-point game in one of those. JG Pageau on the third line with Holmstrom and Gunther have been pretty good as well. So something to maybe look at on the Islander side here as well.
Interesting. We got a yo. What's up, Joe? Over in the draw, I could see that. Kraken, never in doubters.
Yes, sir.
Kraken have gotten hot. Kraken were 8-14-1 or 8-14 something. Like they were struggling, and now they're in a playoff position. So it's possible. Grizzlies minus 11. I'm not laying 11 points on the Grizzlies. Suppness, Avs minus 2.5. No. All right, Lex woke up and shows violence against Nick. Tim, do you know what time Sean Higgs is on today? Yeah, the normal time. Taves and Dobson anytime point. There you go. We've got 3 more games in Hockey.
Yeah, we have the Vancouver Canucks taking on the Ottawa Senators in this game here. Canucks minus 145, total 6.5 in this game. I was staring a little bit at Canucks action here. Let's get into it. Maybe I might land on the Canucks here in this spot. There's a couple spots I was kind of looking at getting involved with. This line history is kind of concerning me. Open up at a 155 down to a 139. opened up at a 6.5 minus 126, up to a 6.5 128. So a move towards the over, but a big move towards these Ottawa Senators, which is kind of interesting. There, 89% of the tickets and 96% of the cash is on in this game. Lines move slightly towards said over. 28% of the tickets and 70% of the cash is on the Canucks in this game now. I have this game projected for Korpisalo and Demko, and I have the Canucks projected around 190 in this game. And I think at the end of the day, I'm going to pull the trigger on the Canucks -1 instead of laying the $1.40. I think I just might take the -1. The Canucks, coming in off of a bad loss, they're rested. They haven't played since the 28th of December. So they've had a few days off. Ottawa just played on the 31st. And now they had a day off, and they had to travel from Ottawa to Vancouver. So a little bit of cross-country travel. And we've noticed this year when teams head west, they struggle. And we just saw what Ottawa did on the road in their last road trip. They went to St. Louis, Dallas, Vegas, Arizona, and Colorado, and came up empty on points. None. 0. 0-5. All regulation losses. And I could see that again in this spot here. It's Vancouver or nothing for me here in this game. And I think I'm going to end up moving on Vancouver -1, which it's -140 on the money line. And it is +160 on the puck line. So I think I'm going to end up with a nice plus money -1 line here with the Canucks. +108.
Yeah, I like the Canucks. Canucks puck line is +155. I'm on that, and I'm probably a little bit too invested in terms of player props. I got 4 of them. JT Miller leads the team with assists. So, he's second on the team with assists.
Miller props are money.
He's got 33. I was able to get Miller assist at -125. Fine. Quinn Hughes, his assist prop was a little bit too expensive at like -140. So I have him over 1.5 assists at +250. He is the team leader in assists, 35 assists in 36 games. I think he gets 2 of them tonight. And the guys that are going to score the goals, well, Bozer leads the team with 24 goals this year. I'm on him. And how about a little bit of a bargain bin, Nick? Give me Niels Höglander.
Niels Höglander?
Niels Höglander. +235. He has 10 goals this year, which is tied for 4th on the team. But I felt like that was a nice little plus money price tag for Höglander. So I jumped on him to score a goal as well. All in on the Canucks today. Hopefully we get some action.
By the Vancouver Canucks.
Can't say I blame you. Back to the chat.
Kraken score first. Kraken money line and Kraken in reg. I was right, or am I right? Sorry.
Didn't you also say Vegas team total under 2.5 at +150?
Probably something like that. Do you guys do DoorDash or deliveries? DoorDash, yeah. I do DoorDash from time to time. I got new PlayStation 5. Nice, dude. As long as I get Denko, I'm not to Smith. I'm on Canucks puck line in the over. I see the over.
Yeah. I don't see why they wouldn't go with him.
I'm hoping it's like a 4-1, 5-1 game. So, Maryland +5.5 against Purdue. I'm on the opposite, or I'm Purdue. I got Purdue -6. By the way, you could have gotten Maryland at 7.5 yesterday. So, I like the NHL plays on an ESP's card. Let's get it. RSI also says under. Vegas under. Forgot that. Dude, you nailed that game yesterday. 2 games left, Nick, and it's Sharkies time.
Yeah, this is probably a pretty simple pass for me in this game, but Red Wings 180 road favorites, total of 6.5 in this game. Earlier in the season, a 180 road favorite for who do you call it would make sense. For Detroit would make sense because they actually were playing well. Now, not as much. But let's get into the line history in this spot here. If I can find the right tab. Nope. Yep, there we go. where we have this line opened up with Detroit as 175 favorites. It's up to a 179. So we do have a slight move towards the Wings in this game. Line opened up at a 6.5 at minus 126. It's now at 6.5 at minus 118. So we have a move towards the under. We have a move towards Detroit in this game here. And as for the cash flow, 88% of the tickets are on the over, but yet the line's moving towards an under. We have 87% of tickets and 84% of the cash is on Detroit. And the line's moved towards Detroit in this game here. My numbers probably they say this is spot on. I have Detroit around a 170 favorite in this game. And I have this game lined around 6.1 goals. So it'd be a lean towards an under in this game for me if I had to bet anything in this game. Maybe a Sharks team total under, expecting the Sharks not to produce much offensively here. But it's no play for me.
I got one play in this game, Nick. Sharks money line.
Sharks money line.
Actually, hold on. Sharks money line / in reg. Where is it? What is their in reg? And I want to, and it'll be half and half. Because their money line is plus 150. Their in reg is 220. So go Sharks. I think this is a good Shark spot for me today.
Yeah, they're at home. I mean, this feels like this could be a decent price on Detroit on a -1 line. But yeah, I could see the Sharks being kind of sneaky in this game. It's an absolute no play for me.
Sharks money line. Let's go. Let's go, Sharks. What kind of car do you use for DoorDash? I have a Ford. I have a Ford Focus. When is baseball season start? Next month for college. And then March.
Like a month and a half for spring training.
A month and a half for spring training. But we're getting close. Red Wings revenge spot. LOL. They choked to the Sharks earlier in the season. Remember that?
Yeah, I do. I had the Sharks money line. Yeah, I remember that.
Give me the Sharks again. Yeah, I remember exactly what day that was on.
7th.
December 7th. Over in the draw. Hey, where are you at? I'm right here. And not entirely sure what that says. But good luck to you, dude. It's in some type of Russian, so. All right, we got one more game, Nick, and I do have a play in this one.
I do not at the moment, but I had to lean towards something here in this game. Let's get into it, where we have the Toronto Maple Leafs traveling to LA to take on the Kings. Kings -130 favorites, total of 6.5 in the spot. Line opened up at a 125. Got up to a 140 at one point. Then it's back down to a 125. So buy back on the Leafs once it hit -140 for the Kings. Line opened up at a 6.5 -123. It's a 6.5 at -115 now. So we have a line move towards the under. We have no line move on the side here in this spot here. 69% of the tickets, 87% of the cash is on the Kings. 71% of the tickets, 97% of the cash is on the over in this game here. I have not moved on this game, and I don't think I'm going to. Martin Jones has not been terrible per se for the Maple Leafs. It would still be a lean towards the Kings in this spot. I have them projected around 150 range, so it'd be Kings or nothing for me in this game. Am I moving on it? No. Maybe later in the night if my night's going pretty well. Maybe I might add the Kings. Maybe Kings -1 or something like that. Go for a nice little score at the end of the night. But I think I feel the need to bet now.
What I got, yeah.
That's no longer their goal song.
Yeah, I know. It's still forever their goal song, though. Give me the Leafs on the money line. I do not trust the Kings at home. Which is weird to say. Because they play a lot better on the road. And for as long as they give me plus money for it, Austin Matthews to score a goal. Plus 105. Why are they still giving me plus money for that one? But, like, I can't even bet Pasta. Like, that's crazy.
It's because their dogs
has been insane this year, too. What is he at for goal? Austin Matthews leads the league in goals at 29. Pasta's not even in the top 5. It's Matthews, Kucherov, Bozer, Besser, Sam Reinhart, and Terry Panarin. Those are your top 5 goal scorers this year. I'm going to keep betting that one. And Mr. Nylander, I believe, leads the team in assists at 31 assists for Nylander. I'll take his assist prop at -115 to close out the NHL card for today.
Fair enough. Back to the chat, and then we'll get into some NBA.
Yes. Still can't understand your Russian. If you could do English, I would understand it better. Houston Texans got the win over Tennessee. Yeah, I know. Lean Kings, bad matchup for Toronto. And the Rockets finally got a win. They did.
Yeah.
Kings Brooklyn. No, I like the Leafs. Yeah. What's the yeah for? Let's jump into some NBA, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Philadelphia 76ers and the Chicago Bulls in this first matchup here. We have the Sixers, my bad, 10.5-point favorites, total 223 in this game. Taking a look at the line history in this spot here. Let me switch over from hockey to basketball so we can get into these lines where we have the Sixers open up as 10.5. They're still 10.5. They did get up to an 11, but came right back. Line opened up to 224.5 down to 223.5 in this game. Here, let me switch my Action Network to the NBA, where we have 47% of the tickets and 81% of the cashes on the Bulls in this game here. So sharp money coming in on the Bulls. Line's not moved, though. 25% of the tickets and 54% of the cashes on the under. Lines move towards said under as well. And looking at this game projected, for me, I have this game with the Sixers as about 10.5-point favorites in this game. I see no value in this one. I see no reason to get to this game. It's a double-digit spread. I have really no thoughts on that. And as for the total, I have this game projected around 223.5. I think this line's perfect. So good job, bookmakers. There's no edge on this game for me. You're muted.
Sorry, I was coughing. I am on the Bulls. Because what does this line tell me, Nick? Who's back today?
Embiid.
Joel Embiid's back. And
It's crazy. They play a weaker opponent, and all of a sudden Embiid's back.
They played against the Bulls in Chicago 2 days ago and lost. But you're telling me that it goes from 2.5. Bulls go from a 2.5-point favorite to a 10.5-point dog, and the only thing that switched was Embiid's back, and it switches venues. I don't think that should swing it freaking 14 points. I'm on the Bulls plus 10.5. I think they have a legit shot to. I'm not going to say they have a legit shot to win it outright, but they probably have an outside chance of winning this game. So I will be on the Bulls to start off the card. Let's jump into any EPL plays. Yes, we'll be on West Ham today. I'm on Embiid 35. Win HR dominates the Bulls. No, I don't think he dominates the Bulls. Happy New Year, guys! I'm on my B-Day vacation, just stopping by to say hi and hit the good luck. Hit the like. Good luck, everyone. I'll be back at betting in a week when I get back to Detroit. Get it, Marcos. Have a great birthday. Hello. Hey, there you go. What's up, Christoph? Cameron says, I'm rich, bitch. Good for you, dude. Hey, yo. Bulls money line. Won't hold my breath. Bulls playoff push. No. You have faith. Who else took plus 230 with Michigan when they were down a touchdown? I had them in general. We had them in general, so that's fine. Sixers team total over. No, thank you. Bulls plus 10.5. Yes. East Carolina plus 17.5. No. We are on the opposite side. Well, I'm not on the opposite side. We lean the opposite way in that one towards FAU. We have that one at a 19.5. Murray State. We're against you on Murray State. We are on UIC. SMU. What's up with the SMU? We have a little bit of value on SMU. So I lean that way. Did not bet it, and you're on Wyoming. We're against you on that one too. We're on San Jose State. Sorry. Look at Embiid's stat against the Bulls. He is coming off of injury though, so keep that in mind. Every time. Bulls plus the points. Yeah, I like the Bulls. And you could say Embiid. Look at him, but when was the last time Embiid played a game? 1 second, let's pull him up. Joel Embiid. Last time he played a game was on the 22nd, so 10 days ago, almost 2 weeks ago. So I think he's going to be a little bit rusty coming back into this one. But we'll see. Because they're off 2 losses, right? Who? The Bulls or the Sixers? No, I'm just fading Embiid. Yeah, it's fine. Drummond's on fire. Sorry, Brighton's the way to go. Brighton double chance not to be safe. Chance to be really safe. Brighton draw, no bet. I'm on West Ham, so I'm against you. It is what it is. Let's jump over to this game, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Boston Celtics and the Oklahoma City Thunder in this game. Celtics 3.5-point road favorites, total 239 in this game. And I think heading into this game, I had full intentions on betting the Thunder, and I still might. But let's take a look at the line history in this spot. Line opened up at a 4.5. Within 4 minutes, went down to a 3.5. It went all the way down to a 2.5. And now it's back up to a 4. So some buyback on the Celtics once it hit 2.5. It went back up to a 3, back up to a 3.5, and now it back up to a 4. Look ahead, our opening line 240. It's still 240 for the total. So no movement on the total. If you call 4.5 the opening line, it's a slight move towards the Thunder. If you call it 3.5, the one it moved immediately right to, then it's a slight move towards the Celtics. So not a huge line move. 61% of the tickets, 60% of the cash on the Thunder. Lines move towards the Thunder if you count the 4.5 as the opener. 33% of the tickets and 72% of the cash is on the money line for the Celtics. But 75% of the tickets, 76% of the cash on the over in this game. The line has not really moved there. And for me, looking at this game, I mean, I think the Thunder are worth a look in this spot. When we look at this game at +4, I think that they're definitely a live dog in this game. I have this game with OKC as a favorite. My numbers suggest the wrong team is favored in this spot, and we should have seen OKC around a 1-point favorite or a pick them in this game. So I'm not gonna let this value go away here. I'm gonna take the Thunder here at +4 in this game, and the money line as well. So
I'm just on the money line because last night it was a lot closer of a spread, so I figured I don't need to worry about the spread. I just grabbed the money line +127. I'm probably out a little bit now because I think I saw it like 140s now, but I still think the Thunder win this game. You got the Celtics who, now don't get me wrong, the Celtics are a really good team. They've lost every single game that they've lost on the road. They're at 16-0 at home, which is just insane. But they're 9-1 in the last 10 games. But this is a Thunder team that I'm super high on. It's the number 1 team in the East against, I believe, the number 2 team in the West. So this is a back and forth here. I do like the Thunder in this matchup versus the Celtics to get closer to the Timberwolves in that Western Conference. Murray State team total under. Don't know if they even reach 69. I'm hoping you're right. Thunder, yes. Why spread moving up in Celtics' favor? That's a great question. Let's see if there's any injuries that we should be aware of. No injuries. I don't know. That's a great question, but I'm not going to let it bother me in this one. Thunder money line, Thunder against the spread first half, Thunder full game. I like it. We'll head to the next game, which is the Brooklyn Nets and the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans are -5.5 with a total of 228. And when it came to this game, I decided to stay away. I would say, hey, it's our little covering machines with the Nets. The Nets haven't been covering spreads lately. Not even close. Like they've had a really rough time with spreads and stuff over the last. Let's see, they've covered one time in the last 10 games. So this was a team that, we liked earlier on in the year, and they've kind of fallen off. I'm not betting the Pelicans at -5.5 though, so this one ends up being a no-go for me, Nick.
Fair. Looking at this for me, I'm not going to give the full breakdown real quick. I'll give you my projected lines for this game. I have this game at the Pelicans as 4-point favorites. So I do see a slight edge here with the Nets. Well, let's take a look at the line history real quick for this game because I'm seeing 6s now. I'm seeing 6s across the board. Opened up at a 6, got up to a 7, back down to a 6. Opened up at a 232, it's down to a 228.5. So big move towards the under. And 58% of tickets, 83% cash on the under. So the line's moved in that direction. And then 47% of the tickets, 60% of cash on the Nets. But yet the line moving away from them here towards the Parleys. No play from me here. Pretty simple pass.
Colorado State. We have that game pretty much right on. We have it at 3.34, so slight value in New Mexico, but it's 0.15 points of value, so not playing it. Big pass, but big valve rebounds. I could see that. I want to play Pelicans first half -3. Pelicans 9-0-1 against the spread in their last 10 games first half overall, and 14-3 against the first half at home. But I don't know. They're coming off a big win. That's fair. I'm just not going to bet this game. And then Wisconsin -4.5. Who's Wisconsin get today? Iowa. I could see that. We have it. Wow, it's down to a 4.5. Is it actually down to a 4.5? Because if that's the case, then it's kind of a play on Wisconsin. But not quite a play then. No. Harvard, yes, and Vermont. Slight value with Vermont, but nothing going with that game. 1.87 points of value, so not enough for us to bet it. Can I say that the next two games I crossed out and moved on?
Yeah, but this was one I was looking at a decent amount, surprisingly enough. San Antonio Spurs and the Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies 11.5 point favorites in this game. Total 235 in this spot. And that is the Heritage lines. I do not need Heritage lines. I need BetOnline lines. There we go. This line opened up with the Grizzlies as 11.5 point favorites. It's come down to an 11, so a slight move towards the Spurs. In this game, line opened up at 231.5. It's up to a 235.5, so a big move towards this over here as well. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game, 56% of the tickets, 59% of the cash is on the over. In this one, 90% of the tickets and 72% of the cash that's on the money line. Never mind. 81% of the tickets and only 64% of the cash is on the Grizzlies spread. And the line's moving towards these Spurs. The Spurs are the play in this game. The Spurs are the play in this game 100% for me. And for looking at this game here, my number for this one was closer to a 7. And I get it. Jaws back. That's great. But the Grizzlies should not be laying 11.5 points. That's just the plain and simple truth. And I get it. Backing the Spurs is really difficult to do. They're 5-27 straight up, 12-20 against the spread. And I mean, they're 3-13 on the road. They're 6-10 ATS on the road. The Grizzlies have won 10 straight matchups versus these Spurs. Yep. And for me, it's got to be the Spurs for me in this spot, and I'm going to take the Spurs here in this game. Spurs at plus 11. I want to say is the number for them here that I'm getting. Yep, Spurs plus 11 in this spot, and then a smaller bet plus 450 with the Spurs as well. Just whenever I see value on a spread, there's value on the money line as well. So Spurs plus 11, Spurs plus 450 for this matchup here. And then let's take a look here for this spot. Chet Holmgren, rookie of the year, looking really good right now. No Tim like that heading into the season.
Yes, I was high on Chet.
Hell's first half ATS.
You're good. Go ahead, Nick. I got it.
Okay, you good?
Yep. Pass but job points. I could see Ja going off. Double result, first half full game. Ja Morant over points. Bane. I could see Bane having a big game. He's been one of the better players for Memphis this year. So, yeah, I kind of like that. Tough matchup for the Spurs. It may be a little closer down the stretch. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be close down the stretch, but it is a tough matchup for the Spurs. Kellen Johnson and Zach Collins are out. Last time they sat out, they lost by 10 to 15 points. Yeah, they're already short-handed, so it's kind of difficult with that. Morant over assist. I could see Morant over assist. Another game, Nick. Come on.
Yeah, this game has really no betting appeal. And the ultimate question, really, I think in this game is whether or not you want to take 16 points with Charlotte.
No.
Because I definitely don't trust the Kings laying this many points. But the line opened up at a 15.5. It's up to a 16. Line opened up 232.5. Line is not moved there. And then when you look at the cash flow in this game, 69% of the tickets, 80% of the cash on the Kings. Lines move towards them there. And then only 16% of the tickets, but 63% of the cash on this under. The lines crept down towards that under there. And looking at this spot for me, I mean, I see value on taking 16 points with the Hornets? Yeah, my numbers have this game around 12. Do I have any interest in backing the Hornets in this game on a back-to-back after playing in Mile High last night? No, not at all. So this is a simple pass. My taking 16 points, that'd be the only way to bet this game is to take Charlotte plus 16, but no interest here.
Nope, pass. Not even looking at the game. Went cross stat, moved on. So nothing going in this one. Pass, yes. Spurs team total over. If you want to go for that, have fun. This is a gross play for me. Charlotte plus 16.5. They've had an awful road trip. Yeah, I don't want anything to do with them, especially when they just played in Mile High last night. That just makes it even tougher. So no, I'm not going to be interested in going after that one. I will be on. Oop, I misclicked. There we go. I will be on the final game though, Nick.
Yeah, let's take a look here. The Orlando Magic and the Golden State Warriors. Warriors 3-point favorites, total of 231 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here, where it opened up with the Warriors as favorites as -4. It's gone down to a 3. So a slight move towards the Magic in this game here. Line opened up 232.5. It's down to a 230. So move towards the under here as well. Let's take a look at the money coming into that game. 34% of the tickets, 48% of the cash on the Warriors. So 66 and 52 for the Magic explains the move towards the Magic. And no cash flow on this total here at all either. No interest in this game for me. I'll just stick with the Thunder and the Spurs in this one.
I'm on the Magic. I am on them plus the 3.5. This is a Warriors team that I'm still not invested in. I still think the dynasty's over, and this is a Magic team that I really liked this year, and they've made me some money this year. So I know it may be me just keep on riding this team. It is what it is. I'm still on Orlando. Plus the 3.5 with the Magic. I'm signed up for it.
Good luck.
Yes, Magic, but they're plus 3.5, so you'll even like that even more. Spurs over 58.5 first quarter. Do you know when the Texans' next game is? Their next game and their final game will be on Saturday. They'll lose to the Colts, and they'll be eliminated from playoff contention. So there you go. Those are all of the games for today. We'll do a quick little recap and all that stuff. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the good stuff. We appreciate all the support. Check out all links in the description below. They're above. Nick said YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. All of that linked down below. If you guys are interested in becoming a member of the channel, all the plays that are on the site, which you can go over to picksandparleys.net and grab those if you want them over there, or become a member of the channel. We put the plays up on the site, track them on BetStamp, screenshot them, and put them up on the member only side as a kind of like a discounted thing for people who watch the Stro. So if you guys are interested in that, $5.99 a month, 16 cents a day. I'm obviously not going to go over every single hockey play I have. I did post that on the community tab as a public thing. So go ahead and if you want to look at the entire list right there. For the NBA, Bulls, Thunder, and Magic for me. Nick?
Yeah. In the NHL, I have the Rangers, Flames, Jets, Canadiens, Coyotes, Islanders from last night, and I added on this morning the Bruins, Blue Jackets draw, Penguins -1, Montreal, Dallas draw, New York, Colorado draw, and Vancouver -1. And in the NHL, in the NBA, kept it simple. 2 dogs, spread and money line. Thunder 4 and 155, Spurs 11 and 450.
There you go. Let's go Colts. Yes, go Colts. Saturday. Yes, Saturday. Are you guys going to be doing college basketball? We have college basketball plays up on the site. They're right there. I will say we are on Purdue today. That's kind of our one that we've already mentioned in the chat. Ravens +3.5. So I'm guessing Ravens won't be using their starters on Saturday.
They will
That's
not.
true. No Minshew mania. No Minshew magic sucks. No, he does not. I've got a few unders for divisional weekend. Carolina game, Atlanta game, Baltimore game. I could see that.
I could see some others, yeah.
And then Golden State -3. No, I'm on the opposite side. That's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll be back tomorrow with another one. Good luck, guys.